What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, Link, and Tezos. So we're going to go over those six today. Really wanted to dig in off the key area that we were looking at yesterday, and that was that 30 moving average right here with these tweezers off the support of 11,382. We have found it. Volume stepping in. See, we're getting our stock cross. RSI starting to move to the upside. So what we're going to be looking at next is get up above 12,528. I feel like if this move is going to continue, we should be able to blast right through that $12,000 and get up to that 12,028. That's going to be the next area that's going to be important for us in terms of overhead resistance. That's where we tapped it before, but it's nice that we found some support off here. Now what we want is today continue that volume swell, get us really moving to the upside here so that we can challenge some of these higher levels. Because if we can get over top at 12,528, we'd be looking up to around $14,000 pretty fast, in my opinion. Because basically, guys, what happens is you have those big gaps of open space from when on the backside here, we fell very hard, very fast and aggressively. That's what takes place. And then on this side here, we can really get through that because we have those open gaps. And that's what I like to look for. You know, may we run into some resistance up here at the wick at 13,169. Yeah, it could happen. But typically when you have these bigger gaps here, Bitcoin, like we saw here, will want to run very hard, fast, and aggressively to the upside. But we want to keep this momentum going. Still up above this purple trend line, so that's looking good. Overall, if we take a look at our trading view, for the technicals, we have a 2 sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy. Oscillators, 2 sell, 8 neutral, 1 buy. The sells are coming from the momentum, and the MACD is what we're looking at there. And I had one of my buddies here ask me yesterday on this channel, why did I switch to the 30 EMA, the 60, and the 100? The reason I did that is because I'm looking at this more in the swing term perspective, and I'm looking at catching these retracements. What I like to do, guys, is sell out basically at the top of those swing trades, and then I like to wait patiently. A lot of times it'll be like 4 to 7 days, sometimes up to 14 days, and then I like to start layering back in and buying off support. Okay, so just like back here when we had this big retracement back onto the 30, do you see how these tweezer bottoms look similar to what we have over here? Finding support, then we had that next beautiful move to the upside. I look for those areas, and I'll start my bids in that area, and then if it goes down lower, I'll have heavier bids, then down lower, heavier bids. But what's tough in this space is the volatility, so that's why I like layering into positions and layering out of positions. So like if Bitcoin was to drop back onto this trend line here, around $10,500, that would be an area that I look at to start slowly accumulating more. And then if we drop down to that 100 a little bit more, and that's the way that I like to work things, and then try to catch that next upswing, that upward momentum, just like we had over here as well. Do you see how these moves, guys, work? Just like over here. These are very fast, aggressive moves, and you have to be prepared for them. So we want to continue to see the volume coming in. We got our stock cross. RSI is at 59, so we have plenty of room to run to go up there and test that 12,528. Let's see if we can do that today if the buyers continue to step in. So that's going to be Bitcoin. We're going to move to Ethereum. And also, guys, if you get some from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I try to share what I can with y'all. You know, like we said on this channel, I don't want to give you a fish. I really want to teach you how to fish and learn this technical analysis for life. That's my main goal in this channel. So what we're running into now is overhead resistance for Ethereum. We're going to try to get up through this spot right here, and we're going to draw a horizontal ray. You can see this area of resistance that we have right now. We're running into it with a very strong candle, almost a Marabazoo candle. Stock RSI is pointing straight up right now. A lot of volume coming in. RSI is at 72. We still have plenty of room to run, in my opinion. Last time we ran, we got up into the 90s. So you need to be aware of that these RSIs can get into the 90s, and most likely they're going to get into the 90s when we really get a strong pump. And this is also coming off that 30 again, an area we had been looking at wanting to find support, and we found it there. So that's great. Next area we would have had was around $332, but we don't even have to mess with that right now. We need to get over top of 487, turn that into support. Then the next area would be up around 545 would be the overhead resistance area that we'd be looking at for Ethereum. If we get into some of the technicals, we have a 2 sell, 7 neutral, 19 buy. Oscillators looking good as well. 2 sell, 6 neutral, and a 3 buy is what we're dealing with there for Ethereum. Next, we're going to move into Litecoin. Litecoin's at 63. We got a nice bounce off that 30 as well. So you can see we got up through it. We fell down to that 60, and that's where I was talking about some of these altcoins. You can really have these deeper retracements even through that 50 moving average onto that 60, sometimes even a quick wick down to the 100 and uptrends. So those are areas that I was looking at, 49, 53. All of those held. We got a nice little bounce off that. We had a Marabazoo candle yesterday, a strong one to get us back over top of that 30. So now what we need to do is have a candle close today up above 63.19. If we can keep that momentum going, I'm going to target 67.70 is going to be the overhead resistance there. And then it could be a shot all the way up to $80. And you guys know Litecoin, when it runs hard and aggressive. So always be aware of that. We have had our stock cross. We're at 57 and 37. RSI is at 58, so still plenty of room to run to the upside. Last time we pumped, RSI got up to around 83. If we get into the technicals, we have a 2-sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy oscillator, 2-sell, 8 neutral, and a 1 buy. Momentum is going to be a sell, and MACD is going to be a sell. Awesome oscillator is a buy. So next we're going to get into XRP. This one that's trying to challenge 30 cents again. Psychologically, that's a round number. We want to get over top of that. This one retrace more back onto the 60, starting to have some more volume coming in today. We want to keep that continuously coming in so we can go up here and challenge 0.31774. And then it's going to be up around 34 cents. It's going to be the next major target area that I have planned for. If we got a big dump down to the downside, I'd look for the 60 to hold, and that's going to be about 25 cents. Then be down around the 100, and that would be at 22 cents. Right down this range. But right now we want to keep this momentum going, keep the volume in so we can start testing some of these higher levels, and it's going to come on that heavy volume. That's what needs to happen. Technicals, 2-sell, 9 neutral, and a 17 buy is what we're looking at there for XRP. If you like me covering XRP, let me know down below that you're here for it. We're going to move into Link next. Let's see here. Link's at $15.86. Link as well, we had a retracement back onto the 30. We've held that as support. And also, guys, this yellow trend line, I haven't moved that. That was on the 1 hour time frame, and we've been leaving this since we really started looking at this Link after this major move and these tweezer tops up here. But look at technical analysis. Look how precise that is. We're still riding on that trend line right now. And that's just price action. That's guys looking at the chart. They're looking at what I'm looking at, and they're seeing if they can find support off that area so they can go up to the next overhead resistance. And guys, I'm sorry today if I'm coughing or sneezing or anything. I haven't been feeling the best, so just bear with me. Got some medical appointments coming up. I deal with some health issues and things, so this is going to be a tough week for me, but just hang with me. You're going to try to get through this. So we're going to look for overhead resistance up around $16.42. And then it's going to be up to about $19.28. The stock's at 35.32. RSI just running a little more neutral there at 56, but we're just kind of really moving sideways. We're looking for more volume to step in this area for Link. Okay, so this is what we have to be careful of here, that after you have a big pump, you have that retracement, then you try to go up again and you fail. And then that means we're going to have to retrace even deeper down to some of those lower levels, maybe even $12 is an area we're going to have to look. But we saw some rejection up here. That's a pretty nasty, like gravestone doji almost candle. So, we're really going to have to keep an eye on that as well. Link is at 5, 10, and 13 is what we're looking at for the summary. And then next we're going to get into Tezos. Tezos at $3.36, trying to find support off the 60 moving average here. Overhead resistance is going to be the 30. We dropped down through that. So that's going to be about $3.45, what we're going to need to get over top of. And then the next overhead resistance will be about $3.70. Volume, you can see a little empty right in here. And this is where you want that volume to be stepping in. If volume doesn't step in and we drop down to the 100, we're going to look at about $3 psychologically to find support. But we really have had a pretty decent retracement here. To the bottom, it's been about 32%. One key, how I talked about in videos before, look at the wicks up here. See these really long wicks, and then what happened? We had that big sell-off. So these are things, guys, I'm just trying to throw out in the video to help you. You see those type of wicks, stock cross to the downside, RSI, and heavy overbought conditions, maybe a time to take some profit. So we're at $3.35. Just want to bring this to you quick here. Really watch these areas, guys. God bless each and every one of you. Take care, my friends.